Hey guys, Sinful here. These stories were submitted by Miss Savage. She is a super loyal subscriber, an all-around great person, so make sure you sit back, relax, and enjoy these 3 true scary stories. Let's begin. Number 1. Crazy Cab Driver. To start off, I'm a 26-year-old female. I had to start taking cabs to work for a while, so the day before my shift, I pre-booked a cab to come pick me up. At this point, I've already had a little experience with taking cabs, but they still made me nervous and worry in advance for obvious reasons. Who fucking likes taxis anyway? So it's the day I work. I'm ready to go and waiting for the cab to pull up any second. Time ticks on and he's late. Shocking. Finally, he shows up but drives past my house like an idiot. Then starts speeding backwards but doesn't even drive into the driveway, making me walk all the way out to him. Great service right there. I get in the back seat and take a note of the cab number on the dash. Sitting at the wheel is a creepy, unhygienic weirdo. He was of Arabic descent or something like that. He was mostly bald with some hair. His fingernails were insanely long and dirty, and he wore this expression like he was going to be trouble. He looked like a fucking disturbed leprechaun straight out of a horror movie, no joke. As soon as I got in the cab and saw him, my stomach dropped, and I had a bad feeling. I wanted out. How the cabs work where I'm from is as soon as you get in the car, or after you say the place you want to go, they lock the doors. I fucking hate that. So as soon as I get in, he locks the doors. Oh, goody. I don't put the seatbelt on yet, and I'm not relaxed. He sits there staring at me in the rearview mirror, not saying a word. I said, "Hi. I'd like to go to blah blah blah, please." Point and tell him where to go. He narrows his gaze and says absolutely nothing. He then looks away and starts driving. I said politely, "Did you hear me?" We get to the end of my street and he hisses at me. "Yes, actually, you have Cass?" I said, "What's Cass?" He started to shake his head really angrily and starts talking to himself. I can't hear what he says fully, only some words. She this and stupid that. He yells at me and turns around in his seat. "Cass! Cass! You better have Cass to pay me. I don't want or accept credit card." I lean forward and say, "No, I only have my Visa on me, and the company you work for says you can pay with cards or money, but money isn't mandatory. The last cab I took let me pay with Visa, and it worked." He starts shaking his head and then hitting it. He's fucking hitting his head. What a fucking psycho. I'm freaked out and my stomach drops again. If a cabbie harasses you about paying with cash only, it's because they pocket the fare. They can't do that with a card. I said, "That's it, let me out now. I'll walk to work, fuck it. Unlock the doors now." He floors it and is still hitting his head, yelling and hissing at the same time. And I keep saying, "Let me out now. I'm serious." He suddenly whips around in his seat, and his eyes are fucking crazy. He looked like he wanted to kill me. He snaps, "You don't get in my cab without Cass. Cass only. This is unacceptable. We're going to the bank. Then you get Cass." I snap, "No, we're not going to the bank. It's not where I asked you to go, and I'll be late for work. I can get cash back at my work. Just take me to work. I work in sales, so I can't get it if I buy something." He kept looking at me in the mirror, hissing and arguing under his breath, answering himself. He was fucking nuts. He's speeding really fast, cutting people off. At least it was less time in the cab with him, the pace he was going now. We get to my work finally. He slams the brakes on in front of my building, turns around, points his fucking claw at me and says, "Get out. Get Cass. Leave your wallet." I said, "No, I'm not leaving my fucking wallet. Stop telling me what to do. I'm the customer and you're supposed to be providing me with the service, so do your job. I want to try my Visa first so I'm not late running in and out for you." He yells, "It's broken." I said, "Where's your sign? You're supposed to post that for the customers, that your machine is down. I don't know what you're doing." He lunges forward into the plastic around his seat and yells, "Cass, Cass, Cass! Get it now!" And this twisted freak starts hitting himself once more. I go to unlock my door and jump out. It's locked. I said, "Unlock the doors." He says nothing. He's turned around now, ignoring me, mumbling. I said again, "Unlock the doors." I slammed my hands on the plastic and said, "Let me out right now." He cuts me off, unlocking the doors, and whips around again, spitting while yelling in his language. Fucking crazy asshole. I was furious. I rush inside feeling sick. I get cash back. People are asking me if I'm okay, because obviously I look upset. I rush back outside. His window is open. I went to throw the money in and leave, but as I tried, he grabbed my hand really tight, ripping the money and coins from it. I pulled my hand back from his clutch. His nails cut me, and he gripped me so hard my hand was red and sore. Then he speeds off really fast, yelling, almost fucking ripping my arm off in the process. I tried remembering his license plate, but I was so shaken I forgot to write it down. This happened in the day. Imagine if it was night. Fuck. As soon as I got home from work that night, I had contacted that cab company and told them what happened. I never got a reply back, so I resent the email a week later. Nothing. Nothing at all. Big surprise. Fast forward about a month and I had to cab to work again. I called the company to book my cab and tried telling them the smug male operator with serious attitude what happened to me, and I gave him the cab number, saying I did not want that psycho to pick me up ever again. I was seriously scared. I feared for my safety. This guy on the phone laughed and mocked me. I proceeded to tell him I really meant it, and he said it's random who drives that cab number. The driver probably didn't mean any harm. He probably wasn't as rude as I had claimed. I got mad, continued to stand up for myself, and hung up. Next day, the cab gets to my place. The windows were up this time, and the driver's head was facing away from me when I got up to the car to see who it was. I dreaded it was that freak, but the odds of that after a month were fairly slim. I pretty much get a new driver every time. I get in hesitantly, shut the door, say where I want to go, and remember to look at the cab number. And you guessed it. Same fucking cab number, and the same fucking cabbie. He turned around briefly, staring me down. My heart sank. I put my hand on the door trying to open it, but it was locked and his eyes were hissing at me. Cass! You got Cass on you this time? I said, "Oh my fucking God. No, I don't. I didn't want to get you again. Let me out now. That's it, let me out. We'll avoid all this." He hits himself in the steering wheel, screaming while flooring it. "You never learn, you whites never learn." He starts speeding and saying we're going elsewhere so I can get money. I yelled and said, "No, we're not." I kept reefing on the door, but it wouldn't open. I seriously was about to call the cops. I was shaking and I thought I was in serious trouble. I took out my phone and was about to dial a number, and he just snapped. "To work. You go in. You get Cass. That's it. You drive no more. Stupid, you stupid girl." Then he mumbled a bunch of other shit. He kept speeding and we got to my work. I yelled at him to unlock the fucking doors. Now I was spitting angry. I slammed the door really hard. He looked like he was going to get out and beat me. I ran inside the building, came back out, this time managed to throw the money at him while yelling, "You're a fucking bully, and I'm reporting you again, asshole." He was about to step out, but a car behind him started honking. He started freaking out at them as well and ended up speeding off. I sent the company another message and surprise, surprise, no reply. Great customer service and amazing safety measures. I told them they lost my business and I would tell everyone I know never to use their cab company, which I did and do. I decided to switch companies, and they are much better than the other one I was taking. I learned that I could have reported my experience to the cab board or whatever it's called, but I didn't know that at the time. And secondly, the company I was going with was all the people who were fired from the other cab company. Interesting. Now anytime I take a cab, I have Cass on me. I shouldn't have to go to the bank and take about 8,000 fucking coins and shitload of fives, but if it makes the rides less threatening, then I'll do it. Anytime I have to cab though, I still worry that I'll see him. So unstable, evil leprechaun, let's never meet again. Number 2. Unsettling Devil Mask. The story isn't very long, but it's true and really freaked me out. I'm a female, 26, and absolutely love horror. One of the things I do in my free time is sculpt monster masks. I had made a devil mask and it was almost finished. I had it on top of a container on one of my dressers, beside a shelf facing towards me. It was really late, about 4 a.m. I turned my bedroom light off so my parents wouldn't know I was still up and start bitching at me if they got up. So I turned my flashlight on for some light and was listening to a few songs before bed. I cranked my iPod and walked over to my dresser with the mask to write something down. I noticed the mask and how menacing it looked in the dark with the light shining on it. It really gave me the creeps. I was staring at it and noticed my head's shadow was showing up beside it on the white shelf, which was beside my dresser. It startled me at first, but I realized it was my shadow. I walked away starting to get ready for bed, and the mask was really giving me the creeps. So I walked up to it again, standing there thinking about covering it up, and turned it away from facing my room. Suddenly I noticed its partial shadow, my head's shadow, and above our shadows, a third head with horns. It rose up quickly and darted off the shelf in the dark. I quickly turned around, heart pounding, wondering if it was my eyes playing tricks on me. But I know what I saw, and I felt really creeped out. I stare back at it and see it again, but this time, on the right side beside my head shadow, I felt like something touched me. I screamed out loud and ran out of my room. After a few minutes, heart beating like crazy, I went back into my room. I put a garbage bag over it and turned it to face my wall. Our neighbor's house next door is very haunted, and sometimes weird shit happens in our own house, since our property line of the driveway is on our side. My bedroom wall is on the side of that property line as well, so maybe that had something to do with what happened. I don't know. But what I do know is that damn mask bothers me still to this very day, and I haven't uncovered it since. Number 3. Crazy online POF stalker. So I'm currently 26 and female. I've learned it really doesn't matter where you meet someone. Crazy people are truly everywhere, on or offline. But a lot of them can be online, so be wary. I had joined the free popular site POF a few times on and off randomly. I go on there out of boredom, wondering who was on there for a convo buddy or potential new friend. So I decided a while ago I'd make an account, as I was super bored and I felt kind of lonely. I made my profile and everything seems to be going fine, till I get a message from a guy who looked like he was troubled. His profile was completely insane and ignorant, and his pictures were completely outdated, if they were even him. It's hard to know nowadays who's behind the screen. His pictures were grainy and looked like they were taken with a really old shitty webcam. He looked imbalanced and plastic as well. His message said something smug about my music taste and appearance, so I replied, obviously defending myself. Then he replied back and complimented me, telling me to relax. He was only kidding. I didn't like this guy and decided I didn't want to talk to him, but he looked like he would be one of those assholes who wouldn't fuck off, so I was unsure what to do without pissing him off. So I responded with something and I said thanks. He then suddenly went apeshit for no reason and started to put me down and wouldn't stop. He mentioned how tough he was and how I should bow down to him, and how I was a pathetic, ugly woman. So I reported his remarks, his profile, and I blocked his ass. All was good for about an hour, and suddenly I get another message. It was from this guy. He made a new account to message me. Great. He'd throw in an insult following it by a stupid smiley face, or a joking face, or simply put the insult without one. I told him to stop and how he wasn't funny and he was a bully, and that I hated bullies. I again report his comments, profile, and I blocked him. The next day I sign on and he wasn't gone yet. Fuck. But I had him blocked. It's so weird at this point. Then I get a new message from him. You guessed. Psycho. His pictures weren't up, but he starts in on me once more. I was fuming and really creeped out, so I just ignored him, reported and blocked. But most of the Plenty of Fish moderators seemed to be useless, and both his profiles were still there, so I ended up deleting my account to get away from him. Fast forward about a year and a bit later, I had a missed connection and wondered if it was him on POF, as I don't go to bars or clubs I tried there. So I made a new account, forgetting about that creep that I encountered before. The next day I sign in, and who should send me a message? The stalker. He was even more abusive this time. He kept focusing on my chest size, saying horrible, incorrect, disgusting things to me. This guy was such a chauvinistic pig, and all he wanted to do was put me down, saying how I should go kill myself, how no guy would want me, how I'm a cunt, and how he wanted to admit to the fact that I am a worthless piece of shit. And then, only then, he might leave me alone. I was obviously upset and fought back. Then I reported and blocked him once more. He made a new account a few minutes later saying, "Think you can get rid of me, bitch? I'm not going to stop until you kill yourself." I decided to ignore him, report, block, fucking one more time. He made another account. I did the same thing. Then another new account, and I'm not joking. I was really alarmed by this. What the fuck did this freak want from me? He obviously saw a good-looking girl with a backbone and decided to bring her down to make his day, tear a random person apart for his own pleasure. This was not okay with me. I don't accept bullying or body shaming. He kept messaging me and kept up with this horrible shit, so I took pictures of his profile, his pictures, and messages and what I had said to him. I said, "If you continue to stalk and harass me, I'm going to the police." His response? "Oh, the police? Fuck the police, you cunt. Let them come, I don't care, they won't do anything. Just like you, cunt, you can't do anything to me. Because I'm above all of you, especially you, I hate you, cunt." I was baffled. I blocked him, reporting him again to POF, telling them I was considering going to the police about this lunatic. And nice to know they did nothing about abusive users like this. So much for safety. God. I didn't get any reply from them. Big fucking surprise. But magically, a few hours later, the psycho's profiles were all deleted. And for about a month, I didn't see him on there. I found out you can hide your profile from the search. So I did that hoping if he had made a new account, he wouldn't find me. Till one day the site was glitching. He had viewed my profile but didn't say anything. I deleted it and kept it that way. I read up on cyberbullying but basically learned the police can't really do anything unless someone threatens you directly. But to this day I still have this woman hater's info just in case. I never want to encounter him again, and I hope no one else has to either. Yes, POF is free. The search and layout of the site is awesome, and you can join just for friends. But there's so many creeps on there, it's not worth it. For the few genuine guys I made friends with on there, there's way too many nut jobs for my liking. These people randomly attack you, and it's not right. So to the online stalkers, let's never fucking meet, bullies. Hey guys, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I really felt strongly about these 3 stories, and I've been looking forward to narrating them on the same video for the longest time. Again, all 3 stories were submitted by Miss Savage, the same subscriber. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Sinful Society if you haven't yet. Keep your stories coming, guys. I know there's some I haven't got to yet, but you know I will. It's just a matter of time. And guys, if you do have any Pokemon Go stories, please shoot those over to my email as soon as possible. I really want to feature that video. I don't want it to happen too late to where it's not even relevant anymore. So make sure to get on that if you feel like you can. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Stay sinful.